Hello, good evening. My name is YAA'S Russell, and I'm here today with Yafuda Atobra. Hi,
Hello.
welcome to Live with Ya. And today, as it's Sunday evening, hi Robert.
Hello, Robert. Welcome.
We're going to be discussing a chapter in the book that's yet to come up, A Woman's Heart, Real Talk, which is written by Yafuda Tobra, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. Yes. And today the topic is flying high, getting out of your comfort zone. And what we'll be answering, or what we'll be talking about, is how to determine your passion or your goal, and some of the things that blocks us from actually developing ourselves and so forth. So let's get started. I will read the chapter and then we can get into it, but it'll be paragraph by paragraph so that we
Okay.
can discuss it. Yeah.
I'm just sharing to some groups too. Oh,
Read
you
it.
can go on, but I'll just share. I'll be
Okay.
done in a minute or so.
So, flying high, getting out of your comfort zone. Dear woman, what is holding you back from achieving your goals in life? Are you holding yourself back, or are there stumbling blocks that have been placed in your path? What you need to know is that you only live once. Sorry. We all know the date of our birth, or most of us do anyway. The day we will leave this earth is what is uncertain because no one knows that. Only God does. So it looks something like this: 1998 with some dashes and a question mark. So 1998 two question mark. Nobody knows when the other date will be put up. So the question is, what are you doing with the dash, the time between your birth and when you will leave this earth? And here are some things to consider as you reflect on this question. Before we go into the questions, which makes up the other um, paragraph, this is a very interesting thing because we all don't know the date, but I haven't really looked at it in this way, like 1990. For me, it'll be 1975 dash to whenever.
Well, yeah. You see, like mine will be 1960 dash. But let me tell you a story about this.
Okay.
The day that I wrote this, it was on a Saturday evening, or I forget which day, but it was late in the evening. And then the next morning, when I woke up, it just brought it home to me because I think I did a live on this particular passage because I talked about it in there. A lady who was my senior, like she was my oldest male cousin was her classmate, right? So then I get this notification that she had passed away, and
Oh,
she was in the same house as I was. So I thought, oh wow, it made it so much more, it brought it so much more closer to home. And you know, this lady, anytime you see her, I don't remember seeing her angry. She was always just cheerful, walking around, all that. And so I thought, look at what I just said yesterday, and her story just ended. So whatever she did, her legacy, it ended just that time. I think she had passed away a few days before I heard it. But
right.
that was just an example that, sometimes we think we have time, we're walking around in life, and we don't pay any mind just fooling around or doing whatever, right? But
Yeah.
every day um, you need to use time wisely. Thank you, Robert. You need to use time wisely. Hmm.
Right. Right. Um, this year, I think I've also experienced that kind of thing that I had to actually go back and think because
Hmm.
I know someone who died of the COVID, and
Oh,
this is someone like we had plans for when I go back to Ghana, and now like it's all
well,
square.
it's
You know,
over. Yeah.
yeah. I never in a million years thought
Hmm.
that like he would die this
Hmm.
quickly, although he's
Yeah.
but still like
Hmm.
so you. So now that's why sometimes I do stuff and I say hashtag YOLO. You only live once, so I do things.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you things,
I loved your burlesque dancing. You know what? When I saw that, I say, Yani, I started laughing and I said, I get it. I get it. But me say, you come for me, say, na mami, we are sitting here.
and what that oh, yep. What is that? The business say, Aish. I say, yeah,
It's like, you know, how what you are saying. We live this life and then we just restrict ourselves and then we put boundaries around people so people
yeah,
can't be themselves,
yeah,
you know? And
yeah,
if you allow that, you're not going to live.
at all.
You'll be gone before you realize it and you haven't done nothing. So,
I love
no.
so I used to dance for my school, so it's in me.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I remember when my son was like he was like maybe 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
He came back one day from school and he said he was really upset and
Mm-hmm.
he said, "Mommy, my friends say I'm lying." And I said, "What did you tell them?" And he said, "I was showing them how you dance, and they said, no, no mother dances like that."
But isn't it our environment, the conservativeness? So a
Yeah,
mommy, a mother is only supposed to do this, so they can't
exactly.
be this, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. Anyway, we'll go more into the what how to determine our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So I will read the question. Do you know or have a purpose for your life? Or are you just drifting through life? What are you good at? Find your interests, help others, empower others. And there is a quotation here, actually two. Jeremiah 29:11. Um,
Mm-hmm.
my Bible is not here.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
go there?
You want me to read it?
Well, you might as well know what's there.
Yeah, what it's saying. Let's. Oh, dear, I was close enough. Let's see,
Because
Jeremiah
I'm
29:11.
using my
Okay, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope."
okay. And then there's Job 42, verse 2.
Mm, I may, is it 42 verse 2? Job is before Psalms. I'm trying to
I
find
was going to use my
42.
pad and now I'm using it for the
Yeah, I'm using, I know that you can do all things and that no purpose of yours can be withheld from you. I think
mm,
other version says the Lord's purposes cannot be thwarted. Just say whatever God has
okay.
said He'll do, He'll do. You can't change that. It kind of reminds me
Oh,
of this song that "Deɛ Nyame ahyira no wɔahyira no," like
I'm not
when He
sure.
said that God's purposes cannot be and Message, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome.
I okay, so that would take me to our very first question. Like how
Hmm.
to find your purpose if we're, we keep telling um people or
Hmm.
women how to find our purpose. So, how do we go about it? What are some of the questions that can help us do this? Because we need to know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's a hard one because these days, let me not go and say it, and then they'll come and insult you. Like it's hard. Like, are we really interested in knowing our purpose? Because right now, when I look around me, all I see are Ghana former just on Facebook, camera in front of them, insulting each other. Like, is is that what we're about now?
Yeah.
But seriously, it's
Well, because that's what gets the attention too.
yeah, and it's the environment to the product of the environment and Tokwakon. It's like if you upset me, I'll also get back at you, that type thing. But seriously speaking, as an individual, right?
Yeah.
Um, how many of us stop to think about where we want to go? Do we take stock? That's the first thing. Like remember yesterday I made a comment, well, I think I made it to Amma.
A
Mhm.
second. Continue talking a second. I have to turn off my oven.
Okay. So I was saying something to Amma about how many of us, even how many people, can look themselves in the mirror. It might seem very odd, but it is true. Like
Yeah.
Obu Oha, they are so not confident that it's not, oh, I mean, I mean, obviously, maybe if they are combing their hair or something, they will, but to look at themselves for any long time is a problem. And there are people like that because they don't love themselves and they hate themselves. But and yet you find these people sitting in church. This is why I said we need to have that discussion
There-
that we're going to have on Saturday, because if you are reading this word, you know, and you can't take it and use it to better your life, then there's a problem. It's like maybe it's mainly a matter of misinterpretation, right? But
Mhm.
Yamine Bo, God created you. So you have to know that, like we have this thing we say, God does not create junk.
Mm.
It's, just sit tight, think about where you've come from. Okay, you were a child, maybe you went to primary school, whether Saito or whichever, you went to primary school, maybe you've gone to secondary or junior, JSS, whatever. Where are you now?
Mm.
Are you happy with yourself? Like, what is it that you like to do? Do you know what you are good at? Do you know your strengths? Do you know your weaknesses? Right? You
Yeah.
can be somebody that you are very good. Let's say you are very, very good at braiding hair. People talk about your hair braids. You very nicely done. When you do it, somebody comes to do their hair. Hello, Amajo.
Yeah.
Somebody comes to do their hair, and they go away. They pay for it. They go away, and the thing about it is that the hair lasts long. Something that maybe other people braiding your hair might take 3 weeks or whatever. This person, even by the time that you want to take out, it's still good.
Yeah.
That you could still go longer. Maybe 2 months if you wanted. But the only problem about you is that you are not reliable.
Mhm.
Like, you know, if I book an appointment with you and I come to your house or to your store, then they tell me, oh, you have gone out.
Mm.
You'll be back in an hour. So, which means that I knew I booked the appointment with you a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So, why are you not there when I came?
Right.
And it's not like it's just me. When people talk, they said, oh, that lady, she's very good, but the time, dear.
Yeah.
Into that, your skill is that you do wonderful hair, but your weakness, you don't keep time. You are not reliable. I cannot depend on you. So there may be somebody close by, or even if they are not close by, there's another person that, oh, okay, I can't, my time is valuable. I can't play these games. Then I go to the other person. Think about the lost, what do you call it? Lost reputation and lost revenues. So this is why I say some of us, even in our culture, we are very good. You may be in an office setting, you are very good at whatever you do, but you're always late.
Hmm.
So that goes against you because when there's deadlines, even you cannot meet the deadline. If they say there's a meeting at 9 o'clock or training at 8:30, like for me, right? when there's been training at work that is organized internally, like the trainer is coming to give the training to us on site,
Yeah.
and they'll tell us that the training starts at 8:30. I start work at 8:30, and sometimes my train, because this metro train thing is it threw the capital line off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I've been getting to work, like for me, I'll tell my bosses no, so they don't look at that. 10 minutes late is not a problem to them. They say, oh, don't worry about it. So 8:40 is when I'll get to work. So if I'm not, how do I call it? If I don't think ahead, or I'm not resourceful to say, look, the training starts at 8:30. You usually start at work at 8:30, but you're going to get there at 8:40, which means that you have to readjust. So instead of taking the 8 o'clock bus to the train, I take the 7:30 bus to the train so that I'm at work by 8:10. I can go put my lunch in the lunch room, make my tea, get my breakfast, and go sit in the training room and be there before 8:30. And some of us won't do that. Yeah, yeah. We just take it like that, right? And
Yeah.
then we end up being late. So it's just those are some of the things that you need to ask yourself, like take stock that okay, who am I? What do I like in life? Sometimes even you may not even know, you may not necessarily even know what your nobody knows what their passion is right off the top. But if you are prepared to sit down and ask yourself some hard questions, you know, it's not like something, it could be that it's something you are good at and you know, oh, I'm good at this, so maybe I can expand it and make it work. Or in sitting down to ask yourself some critical questions, something will come to your mind that, hey, I'm good at this, let me explore it,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
then to if you need to be, if you're in an environment where there's people who will encourage you, people who can see the good in you or the positive stuff in you, they'll even point it out to you that, hey, have you thought of doing this?
Yes.
Maybe you need to look into it, right? So,
Right.
anyway, those are just some thoughts. If something else comes up, I'll bring it out.
Okay. I don't know if you could hear us before you came on, but we're
No,
about
we're
um
busy downstairs. I just rush
uh,
in.
welcome.
Thank you.
We're talking about like practically like some of the questions you can ask yourself in order to determine your purpose or
Yeah.
yeah. And so my question to you is, do you have anything to add to what Auntie I just said? Like,
I think I just said a lot, but I think the notes I put here was like surround yourself with positive people.
yeah,
One of the things that I put there.
yeah,
It's something most of us don't think about. So there was a lot when I was writing. I put my own down before I go and check if I'm on track.
yeah.
And even though there was a lot, that was the one that actually grabbed my attention. When you say positive people, at times, I think because of our culture, then again, auntie, I will say because of our culture. I think because of our culture, most of us don't refuse to see the positive side of the people,
Hmm.
but and then that is simply because we are so judgmental. So we will
Right.
not see the positive side of the person, but just like, okay, let's say I'm not your friend, but you think I'm good in something.
Hmm.
It would be better you focus on that thing that you think I am on to get to know what it is. That is, if you are interested, rather than you just saying, "Oh, penny person into me, you know." So if you can just see the positive side of the people and capture that instead of you just seeing them to be or being judgmental of what you think they are, meaning you are not going to know. And most of the time I don't even think because we consider the positive aspect of the people, but rather just saying things around them, just refusing to see exactly what make them that positive. So
Hmm.
that was something I would like to add there. And another one was explore your interest. So, for example, Antia is exploring her interest by with her book.
Yeah.
right?
You're
So,
right.
okay, and for example, I'm exploring my interest by enjoying my cooking.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for your orders to
My
come in.
order. That
Jerry,
brings me to I went, I requested you as a friend and I went on your Facebook and I didn't see anything on your business. So where are you posting your business?
Oh,
mhm.
it's there.
Really?
I have two different pages. I
Oh,
have on Sheila's Kitchen
Oh,
that
okay.
I
Then
post.
I need to
Yeah,
find.
is it linked to your private
Y-
account?
yeah, it's linked to it.
Okay.
Well, maybe did I do it differently? But you can check my website too, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a website. I have sheilaskitchen.com. So
Okay.
that is where people
Okay.
normally look. I would just say, oh, if you just try the website to see whatever it is that you want there. Yeah.
Oh, all
Hmm.
right.
Yeah. So
So
if you didn't see it, that was because you were just on the other side.
no,
But as time goes on, once whatever I put there, I feel is good, I'll just put my pictures there and all that. So those are the interests you have to explore. But then how are you exploring it? You have to make sure that you are doing it right and asking questions. How do you think about it? Just like Auntie, you're sitting here without discussing the book and we trying to know the other part of it. Me, uh, last Friday I had a baby shower. I made an order for a baby shower, and there
mm.
I am. Then, oh, did you try my donuts? Have you ever tried? Have you ever seen donuts like that? And they were like, "Oh my God, who is this?" I was, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to sit here and wait for you to
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta put yourself out
I'm not going to sit here and wait for you to tell me no, it's good. I'm telling it myself before you try it." like that. They think it's funny, but they don't know. They don't know I'm really in business and just trying to sell myself a little more in my own way. So yeah, which is also something that we have to consider.
Yeah.
Um,
there. I want to go where Amajo just went.
Okay.
One of the problems that limits us in finding our patch, we don't know how to sell ourselves.
Yeah.
Because with us, right? Let me use my term again. The Okrama Hobrasiano has taught us to be, oh, too modest. Oh, even when you tell someone they look beautiful, oh, leave me, oh, Jai Wasem. Look,
exactly.
you need to be able to own yourself and say, I did this and I'm proud of it. It is not pride, it is being self confident because we lack
Hmm.
self confidence. So we don't
Yeah.
push. Don't
Hmm.
push ourselves because we think that's not how we were trained. But with that mindset and that mentality too, we're getting left behind. We are in
Hmm.
a competitive world, and if you don't know how to put things on a resume and make your resume stand out, nobody is going to pick you.
Hmm.
Boom.
Yeah.
Mic
Yeah.
drop right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
And if I'm not sorry, and if we are not confident, we the adults are not confident, what are we teaching our children?
Exactly.
What are we
Exactly.
telling them?
Another thing we have forgotten that we are role models and somebody is looking up to us. I think we completely forget that aspect completely. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. I think I also put down the same points as Sheila. Surrounding
Okay.
yourself with the positive people
Hmm.
because you are the company you keep as well. Apart
Yeah.
from the fact that
mhm,
they might um, derail you from wherever you're going, you might become like
mhm,
them as well. So, and
mhm,
then what does it say? When I saw this one, what injustices bother you?
Hmm.
Yeah, that one also directs
Right. Okay.
yeah
Yeah.
to our interests.
Hmm.
But I was thinking, I was thinking, this is more abrofo, but still we have people that I'll give an example. When
Don't say it, Abra. Sorry. Just
no, no,
say because we
I'm
live
just
with
saying.
them.
hello,
I
welcome,
no,
welcome.
We
I
live
know
with
that.
them, so we just have to accept
So
it.
what
Mr.
was
Yan.
I know that, but I'm just saying that the first instinct would be that, but
Hmm.
we are all the same. We have like people like us who have the same, passion for similar injustices like animals and stuff like that.
Mhm,
Hmm.
An example would be when I was in Ghana, we were watching the news. It was TV3 news, and
Mm-hmm.
they were
Mhm.
showing like a village classroom under a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then my boy started crying. And when I asked him, why are you crying? He said, they don't have a classroom. They are sitting under trees, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's, so let's say he grows up, it might still be on his mind,
Mm-hmm.
something he can help
To
do.
do,
Yeah.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's just an example. So the injustices that bothers you, that
Yeah.
could be a passion or a goal that when you fulfill it, you will feel fulfilled actually in life. And then
I want to,
yeah.
sorry, finish up
No, no,
and then
no.
I'll throw
No,
something in.
I was just going on to another thing that I read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to say something. Pastor P will know what I'm talking about. When you know this, my I have this my procrastination business. Sometimes I'm listening to something, an audio book, or reading something, and then there's this audio book that she had told me about, Lisa Nichols, and I was saying to my daughter, I said, "It's been so long since I went and listened to that. Like, what is wrong? What is going on?" You get so busy, so sidetracked.
Yeah.
And so what you were saying, I I was just listening to her a while before we came on, and she made a comment about how somebody might say, oh, they want to go and help somebody in the third world country,
Mm-hmm.
and she goes, how about helping somebody in your own background too? That is an option to consider. So
Mm-hmm.
as I was listening, I thought, yeah, that is true. It's like us, once a while, you might do, at work, they'll bring United Way, what do you call it? Pledges for you to sign or whatever. Well,
Yeah.
now we are stuck at home, so I don't even know. I don't remember if I've seen any pledge in my email or not. But it got me thinking that, here you are, like with us, before Ghanaians, Africans, we don't tend to, and I don't want to apply it broadly, but I'll say it broadly speaking, we
Mm-hmm.
are not a people, because I don't know if it's because of poverty or our struggle, so we tend to be inner focused. We just look at ourselves and what we can get out of life. So we don't normally tend to
We
think
forget
of the
about,
other
yeah,
person. So
everything
I'm
around
saying
us.
to myself that, all these projects, things, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. There's that aspect of your life. You need to think about service to others. So I thought to myself that I should look at that. It's there in the past when you try to give online and things like that, you go through so many hoops, but now there's PayPal and things. So I said, no, that's something to write down and follow
Yeah.
up on. It doesn't have to be a continuous donation. If you can give a one-time thing, you have given something.
Yeah.
And there's a lesson too that I learned. I was listening to what do you call it? Um, Dr. Pope and Amma's program like yesterday.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to be good now and keep listening. So anyway, like Dr. Pope was talking, and I forget what question that Amma had asked, but he said, as for him, by the grace of God, when we got into 2020, is when he started to think about 2021. And so it hit me. I'm sitting there and I said to myself, yeah, we're in November, middle of November, actually.
Yeah.
And you are sitting here, you haven't started planning for next year, right? So, and because I know that, okay, just give me a sec.
No problem.
I will, this I will please check your WhatsApp. The link is in there. I put it in there already. So I was saying that when I did my vision board or my goals or whatever for 2019, and I went back to look at it, it surprised me. It surprised me to find out that I did everything that I said I'd written on there. And I
Oh,
thought, wow, that's
good.
a first.
Wow.
So yeah, there's something to be said for sitting down and planning.
Yes.
And even me, something that came to me, like I share I share, oh, okay. I share a lot on, Web Talk because different things. And I realized that, oh yeah, I had some writings. When I did the first book, there was um, I don't know what to call it, other things, other titles that I came up with, maybe devotion, whatever that I was posting on Facebook. So I said, all that is still laying around. And I thought to myself, wow, come to think about it, there's about 3 or 4 book ideas that are just sitting around. I said, no, I need to sit down and do my vision board for 2021. So that is a goal of mine because it will lead you, it will guide you.
Yes.
But it's not everybody who wants to think that way. I didn't used to think like that before, but now I'm in a different dimension. So I think that way.
Hello.
So, and hello, Awo.
Ah,
And my last comment, I will welcome. My last comment that I want to make is when we were talking about how the people you surround yourself with. Lately, I've been hearing this comment a lot that if you are in a group and you are the highest ranking, like over there, it means you need a new group. Go find a new level. Because if you still stay there, and you become like them, you ain't going anywhere. So all
Yeah.
the time you need to find people who are at a higher level who motivate you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So
Oh,
I'm
that,
done, yeah.
oh, okay. That's a good thought. I will welcome.
Hmm.
thank you, my dearest Berex, my dearest sexy 316 Berex.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I
My
enjoyed
left
it.
dance.
It's been ages. It's been ages since I went to one anyway, but I think I enjoyed it. It brought some memories. So
Memory back, eh?
I think you did a great job. Anyway, much love to everyone on this platform. Because of you people, me cry say, Mama, for prayer, yes, Edian social brain.
Oh, yeah, yeah, doesn't mean come with me. Let me say this story. Amajo, you don't know that I haven't told you that. I don't think I've told you this yet. The program that we did did I say it on Saturday, Medium in Kai?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
you
program
did.
that we did,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there was a Jamaican lady on there, and we were speaking a lot of tree, right? So I was
Mm,
thinking that this is, as much as possible for people to feel inclusive, no less. Yanka
Yeah,
kaya bro for nasa.
Oh,
yeah,
don't
you
worry, don't
did.
worry. I will try as much as I can. Man, anything. At this season, I don't have a choice, do I? So,
Not at all.
Ce n'est pas du
um,
choix, mademoiselle.
I just want to add a little bit to it concerning we planning ahead of time and also we not being self-absorbent with ourselves in this season that we are in. I mean, before we start everything, about 2 weeks ago, there's something that kept bothering me. I mean, I don't know, but maybe any of the finalists might be going through that phase as well. I'm just putting it out here so that so yeah,
Yeah, back
I
home.
Yeah.
case they don't spoil. You're back coming now, but case they don't spoil. Anyway, so this thing has been bothering me a little bit, and I think maybe uh, so, one person or people can resonate with this one. So in this coronavirus time, I'm asking my Ghanaian community, what have we learned? What have we learned about the whole situation?
Mm,
I for one sat down and I realized, say, especially with those of us who are in the diaspora, we have come here, learn a lot of things, but we don't put it as in practice. Everybody, it is about me, I, myself, and me. We
mm,
have gathered for so many years. And this coronavirus, I'm asking, what have we learned out of it? For me,
mm.
if you are somebody who giving is easy for you realize that at this dispensation we are giving at this moment is more needed. People to give. And this corona, your time. When we say giving, people are thinking about material things. Yes,
Yeah.
it is part of it. But even giving your time, giving your precious time, I think is the most precious commodity at the moment
Mhm.
because this corona will be there, but the aftermath, some of the illness is coming with depressions and other things. People are sinking in front of us. But social media will make you think that somebody you should have mercy on. I mean, if you look at him or her in social media, you think you've got it all together. No. Until some comment or something happens, you see his comment and you realize that this person is sick. Or a character on social media tells you otherwise. It is only social media. It's just that because people can hide behind a computer or a tablet or smartphones and do all sort of shameful things, and they don't think that it is illness. My observation I came through is, yeah, we are so absorbent with ourselves. We are not even looking at our girlfriends. We are not even having a second thought about some of the things the people around us, our daughters, our husbands, our sisters, our brothers, what they are going through. Because let us be frank with ourselves. It's not everybody who asks for help, even though they need help. It is not everybody. Even your pastor might need help. But as a pastor, because society has put him in a certain position, how would he or she ask for help from a member? Ask yourself that way. It is not every elder who can ask for help. Why? Because society has put him in a certain box and he or she must have to behave in a certain way. So when he's even sinking, he can't even ask for help. A miracle leader is struggling with particular issue, and this COVID is compounding it, and the woman is sinking. Now we don't even gather as we used to anymore. But I'm asking, people we put in key positions in our life, have we actually have time to ask you, are you okay? Is everything all right? Even when they say they are okay, have you actually take time and say, Mimia, we are in tough times. I am there. If anything, let me know. Just that sentence alone can bring a lot out of somebody. This evening, I came across somebody for ages. This COVID, I don't know, but this is what I took upon myself. Asking people for ages, I've not asked of them because you know what, whether we like it or not, after this season has passed away, then we realize a lot of people who have been wiped out of our life unknowingly.
That's true.
And we are all self-absorbed. Everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to feel cool. I mean, with our men especially, it doesn't have to cry. He has lost his job for 6 months. Some people, their company says, we don't even know when we are returning. And that man is struggling. And every morning he picks his car and behave as if he's going to work. He cannot explain why the bills are coming and is not paying. Some of our friends are going through certain phase in their marriages, and they are not sure whether to even lament to us. Tell us. We are not even, our shoulders are not even there for them. I am asking you, this one, it was just passing. I mean, 2000 is just around the corner. I wish it will never come back again, which will not. But everything we've been through, I am hoping that we as Ghanaians have learned something out of it. I am saying this because Sister Yaya Russell was talking about how a child who is in the diaspora here see something and he's so concerned about. And we, the individuals who come from that place, that is our birthplace. That is where we grew up. When they ask you, where do you come from? You say you come from Ghana. Ever since you came to Abrochire, you came to Canada, you came to Germany, you came to whatever. You are so self-absorbed building a house that some of us will not even live in that house. It is sad. And it's the gospel too. Some of us, even when we die, our corpse, they will not even put it in one of the rooms that you use your hand to build. The your penny will just put you in a haze and pass you in front of that house. And the school, some of us, the school we went, the LA school we went in our village, they are in trees. My sister, you can buy 10 bags of cement. It doesn't matter. And the school will be as brand new. Not only one person will benefit, but look at the generation of kids who will benefit from. We buy Louis Vuitton bags about £1,000, 3,000, whatever. But I'm asking you, that same 1,000, if you pick 3 girls in your village who you want to change the status quo in their life, who you want to change the narrative in their life, that can be a business capital for them for the rest of their life. And 10 years down the line, you will never recognize them. No, because it's not your mother's, it's not your blood line. So you can't be bothered. Oversee your boga boga. Yeah, boga boga, wadani roba. Oko no one ever robo. It is the gospel truth. We have just decided not to be looking outside the box. And this whole pandemic, for me, this is my border. Because some people are starving to death. What I am so concerned about is those who even have kids. They are in Abrutria, even where we live. You know, a church member who does not even have the requisite papers to even live in diaspora. Ever since this COVID, you are not even pick your phone to say, sister, are you all right? Is this one too? Or we are all looking at pastor. We are all looking at pastor. Pastor that 6 months ago. How would you find all this? Oh yes, it is bothering me. And we are waiting that we'll be rich like Bill Gates before we show kindness. No. It's the little things we do.
Yeah.
It's the little things we do in our Ghanaian community. When we came here, a lot of the places we go in Abuja, they are charity founded. It is not government founded. If we will start implementing those small things in our villages, the village we come from, they don't need much. Some of the village we live in, they just need a borehole that 10 people in that village can contribute, including yourself. And then they will say that it is Auntie Ya, in memory of Auntie Ya, that is institution. In memory of YAA Russell, it's an institution. Everybody who picks a cup, have a water in that borehole will say, I did not being Auntie YAA Russell, this village will, because the Omunibi.
Sister, I can say back to you. Yeah. Oh, there we go again. Sorry. Sorry. You are really talking, but let me bring your mind back to something. The reason why we don't really dwell much on this community thing is most of us have families back home that we reach to. And this is a family member, you are helping. It doesn't actually bring your mind to think about the community because it's all about family, which I think is why we normally forget that area. But then again, we use most of our time to do funeral. The community thing that you said, the money that we are supposed to create a borehole, a little whatever for school, or maybe the important things that we have to use our money for, we don't do those. We use this for funeral. We make a whole batch of party and big chicken, rice, and for people to eat and dance, cry and go. That is what we do. I think our monies that we use for funeral should go into those community things, just like in the memory of as you were saying. We should use those money to be doing those in the memory of, because there was one clinic that I worked in when I was in Saskatchewan province where I had my child. There was an old lady who passed away, and her children came and said, our mom lived there until she died. Our mommy have a great funds in the coffin, and we want to use this to upgrade the place. So what do you people want us to do? Once the administration jot down this, and we want to enlarge the dining room, we want to enlarge this place and this place. Within a week, it is work on process, and it was done. They didn't use that money for big funeral and rice for people to eat and dance and go away. In the memory of those things that we have to do. I remember when I was married, they said somebody passed away, and I was in Ghana, so I got a chance to be at the funeral. All that I see is jollof chicken, big stew people are eating, and they call it tradition. Me, I don't see it as tradition. I see it to be wasting of money. What generation can benefit from? They have clothes on. They have people that are so clothed with, they have all those things in their head, they are displaying a whole lot of display, which I did not like. So this is what I said. If my in-law should die, well, both of my parents are dead. So if my in-law should die and I'm here, I would rather use the money to go to a confanoche and do the broken windows and the taps and write in the name of my in-law. They saw me to be like, am I really talking? They see nothing wrong or nothing right
Um,
of what I was saying. So you
Let me
see, that
correct
is
something
us.
here. Before you proceed, let me correct something here. There are certain things in our Ghanaian community where they'll say it's tradition. But I have realized that people have taken it overboard.
Yes.
And this is how it works. You know how the food in funeral started? I have the privilege to be among the reason why I like to speak Chi a lot is I have the privilege to be my mother's side, they come from a Bitifini. I mean the king and the queen, they install it in our house. So but some of my uncles are very articulate in Chi and tradition and all those things. So when they come and they're having conversation, my ears are on the ground. I ask questions. There are certain things for me, my generation. Well, as back those days, still when I was in Ghana, I am not your average Ghanaian. I don't know, but for me, there are a lot of things in my own small coconut head. It doesn't sit right, and I'll ask questions. So somebody died, and they want to do big funeral and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And that person, when he was alive, I think that all that money that we are paying is demanding for us to use for funeral. This is my small mouth. After my uncle, I said, you
Auntie,
people,
bring me my pillow. Why can you do that?
you people, it's like I was beginning to question why they are doing that. And they said that Ghanaians, typically, I mean, one of my uncle was even on my side. He says, because he has lived in diaspora before, was on my side, even though as at that time I've not traveled. And he said, if it's left with me alone, this money, if it was given to that man when he was alive, maybe you quote on the quote, he will be alive. Because
Yeah,
because money is life. For those of you who doesn't understand our language, money is life, which I believe it was true. If that money that they are looking for, that everybody should contribute, we will actually cut our coats according to our sizes when it comes to funeral. I bet you there's somebody in that same family, yeah, that half of that money, if given to her 10 years down the line, he or she will become a millionaire to actually raise the status of the family. But no, typical Ghanaians will not do that. Two, the reason why we eat at funeral brings a lot of people. The tradition is what I'm going to explain now. Funeral brings a lot of people from far and beyond. And by tradition, when they come, those days, years back, 600 years ago, history is what I'm telling you tonight. When those people, because they were doing farming work and people live in the cities, others live in the village, when they come, it is a way of hospitality to them. They don't bring the food to the funeral ground, but rather people who come from far and beyond have food to eat so that they will have strength because of the long way they've come from to help bury their loved one. Now, Gonyo party has come. My people will say Gonyo party. When we bury the person, we eat in a broad daylight. People are eating takeaway. Not only that, initially the takeaway, they used to hide it and be giving to people because people even feel shy that I'm crying and eating at the same time. This time,
thank you. Bra, good night. Why? Thank you for coming.
Now they are doing buffet in a broad daylight buffet and giving chichinga. And I'm asking you, is it a party
Popcorn.
or you came for a funeral?
What about the billboards?
The billboards are there for. Oh, in the olden days, they used to put it on. They write it with a chalk, or go to the BBC, GBCs, the local to announce. Because if the person is a prominent person, they used to announce it, or the Gongobita used to. So now, because they are change of mediums at this time, that is why things are changing. But I am saying that they are doing it far overboard.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Well, what about the dancing, the people dancing with the coffin?
Oh, after that one, there, don't even go there. That one is not tradition. That one, somebody with a
Please,
creative mind came up with something.
Let me answer this, brother. We come on
Mhm.
at 6 p.m. and it's 6 p.m. Edmonton time. It's mountain time. So if you are in Ghana, it's probably um
1
It is
1 a.m.
4:30
1 or 8.
to
7 hours.
7 hours
Hasn't
difference.
it
It's
changed?
one
We moved back. Hasn't it changed? Oh, it's 7 now. Yeah,
That
you are
can
right.
change, yeah, to
Yeah.
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all that's dancing with the coffin or trying to bury somebody, whether it's a fisherman, they've done a fish that gasket fish or bench or all that. Those ones are not tradition. It is tradition for the tissue
Well,
people
well,
to bury the
as for the
person with
fish, Auntie, please, as for the fish thing, I think it's creativity because the carpenters are showing how creative they are. I see nothing wrong with that. But the
yes,
dancing with the coffin too, if these boys are being paid, then maybe
they are
that is
paid.
sort of
Yeah.
an income for them.
They are paid.
So in
They are
that
paid.
aspect, I'm not really bothered. But it's just that too much of a question. The money we use, what the person in question who passed away have grandchildren, which we can pass, we
You're
can
welcome.
benefit from those things. That is what
Yes.
bothers me a lot.
So that is
You
what
know?
that is why I'm in the case of those of us who are in the diaspora, that we can change the narrative. After all, when there is a funeral at home, we
They
pay
will
much
listen.
more.
When I said I will use my money to Kolebu a Confanoche hospital and make windows and pour water and write whatever in the memory, they told me when they were broke for some they wouldn't be a costume. You see, everything the American it's not sinking to them. They say it to be it a bro for some. Meanwhile, this is something I learned I was talking about. This boy, the footballer guy, Dan, his
Ali
name is
Jara,
very common. The soccer player guy, the famous guy. Some giant, Samuel Giant.
Asamoah Gyan.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
Akamwaja.
Yeah, look at a personality like this whose mother died. Me, my my father's dream was to have a school. My sister have a daycare, which is not a school. It's my dream to make it a school and do in the memory of something. That is my dream. But this boy have a mother who he claimed celebrated and everything. Mother died, and on his mother's grave there is light, there is a whole house and everything, because I saw him on the video where he was there praying or something or remembering his mother. And I questioned myself, this guy is so famous and he's so rich, what permit him to, I mean, just spread parts everywhere,
Actually,
and
when it comes
in a
to
memory
Asamoah
of
Gyan,
mommy, sockets on it, where the park is well decorated to give even other people's job to do, because if we need maintenance at the park and all that, we should have created another income. But he only did a big party for people to eat another jollof and use the rest to electricity now being fancy again. He have it on his mother's whatever grave.
actually, let me correct this one. With Asamoah Gyan, it's a very close to home. He has done a lot. He have a soccer academy by his own money. He has constructed streets where he lives, from the junction to the main street that connects to, I think, the Temamoto way.
Does he have
Own
in the
money.
memory of mommy on it?
For his mother's memory, yeah. You know how Ghanaians actually like can raise funeral, but let me say he has paid his due. If
Oh,
you
okay.
go to
Not,
the
not
academy,
because I'm hating on him though.
no,
I'm
no,
only
no,
saying it
I'm
as
just
an
citing as
example.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also saying as example that knowing him, no, if he has not done anything for the community, because the manager, if you people have watched my program, I interviewed the manager, the person who make Asamoah Gyan. That
Oh,
guy is
okay.
Okay.
very, this kind of line of conversation is our way of thinking, because I grew up with a manager. We are the same age. Asamoah Gyan is a small, like younger brother to us, something of that. I would say that.
Okay.
So the person think alike like us. So I know that even when he was doing those things, the family have to fight with the manager because the manager was opposing to those things. But the Bushia penny in the family want it done. And there's a lot of things sometimes it bring contention. But when it comes to Asamoah and public projects, I tell you, there's a lot of things he does that even he doesn't want to put his name on it. Why? Because Ghana force the moment they know, say, or no, they start more saying. So there are things he does, charitable things he does, that he hide behind something, but it gets done, and he like it that way. A few things like the sports academy, it is a school itself that he picks street boys who don't have need to education. First, you must go to school before you play the ball because he thinks that if you are knowledgeable, some of the contracts you sign, you are even careful about it. So it's a program before you can able to even come to his academy, you must be in school. And he pays for them, over 200 kids. He pays for their school fees. It's just that the government have brought free SHS. That is why those who are in secondary school are not paying, but at least where they will stay so that they will be able to, like a boarding house, that they will come to the soccer academy freely. That one, he founds it. No government resources. It's their own money. Those of you, Accra Academy, All Students Association, he is the best. When we talk of finances and supporting the school, dormitories, everything, one dormitory is being built by his name. So I think people like that, we need to support. But let me tell you one sad thing about
it. Then that is good. I was just like, he's so rich, he has the money. Why not make those parts in the name of mommy, in the memory of mommy? That was all.
One bad thing about our community is people who have a good heart to even do it. Do we help or do we bury them while they are alive?
I will hold that.
Will come up who have a good heart.
I will please hold that thought, because the next question is what are some of the things that holds us back? So that will be a perfect opening.
Yeah.
So let's go on a commercial break and come back.
All right. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
So let me continue to say, I'll plead with each and every one of us. Don't do the big things, which maybe you will not finish it. Do the small things, little things. And little things like, for those of us who call ourselves bogus, when you go, for us, those of us who are in diaspora, when you go home, you get people who are angry, who are willing to wash your stuff, all those things. Ask them, what do you want to do? Don't be happy when you come, they are always washing your stuff. No, because that is when they start poisoning people. That is why they start taking you to places you are not.
You know how many I pick a shoe shine boys and bought taxis for them. Ask them if I even got my money back. Ask me if I got any money. I pick a shoe shine boy from nowhere. Most of them don't even appreciate if you even want to help them. I've got my fair share of those, sister. Trust me.
Honestly, I am also on the same page with you, but I've learned my lesson. And now what I'm doing is, don't be too empathetic and then end up being cut on the throat. Don't be too sympathetic, or I don't know whether I'm using the right word. When you are too over all the place to help, some people are genuinely need help, just a little. This evening, I was telling a story about a lady who needed a blender. He's in a village. He needed a blender to start a business. And I asked, blender, in my mind, blender is supposed to be in the kitchen. He said, no, when there is a funeral in my village, when there are funerals and activities going on, they go to the next village to blend their tomatoes and all the things they will use. But the road is not good. So even when you go and blend it, by the time you come, it has spilled all over the place.
There's a basic things. Yeah.
He bought a second-hand blender that is been using to do business. And I say, how much do you charge? I say, oh, sometimes I charge 2 cedis, 3 cedis. By the end of the day, I can get about 200. And that is what I used to feed my kids and taking them to school. I mean, that's a daily life. Now that blender is full, but he has saved a little. And I said, then you don't need a kitchen blender. You need an industrial blender.
Exactly.
Which will do the job. How much is that blender? 500 Ghana, which is in pounds less than 40 pounds. Is it 60 pounds or 40 pounds?
Yeah.
That is all the capital somebody needs to stand on his feet.
Yes.
I am talking about serious people like this.
Mm-hmm.
Serious people like this, which 10 years down the line, that's 6 million. When you go back, you can boast of 600 million cedis. He showed me his business plan. I said, have you been to school? He said, I went to JSS. I have 3 kids because he was sourcing help from wrong places and he ended up being pregnant. So things are tough. But in the midst of the toughness, apart from his grandin looking for blender, he sell a little. So somebody who is serious about life. These are the people I'm talking about. There are some people who don't have anybody. This evening I have cried. And one of the things I realized, like I was saying 2 weeks, I've just realized that all of us in the diaspora, we are all thinking about the houses we will live in. The cars, when we go, we want to be known that we come from US, we come from Britain, we come from that. But what we don't know is when that building that we have, how many rooms do you sleep in a night? Those houses that we built. I'm not saying if you can afford it, it's wrong. But whilst that is why the rich will be rich and people never graduate.
Yeah.
And there's no progression in our system. When you start playing your part, when
Hello, Mr. Trematin.
And Sister Ya Russell is playing his part, because we are coming from different races in different parts of Ghana, you end up that we are raising some generation whose mindset will change. Because when we sit here and we talk, it becomes that those of us who are enlightened, we keep being enlightened. And the ones we thought we are helping, they will not listen to this. One the word data, OTU. It will be of a help to Ghanaians. Ghana ni na opesa okasa asem we kire no. Wada. One only get to start to listen to you this long conversation for 1 hour. But when you see it,
please, if our data, they would rather go and listen to people fighting.
And some people fighting, their strategy is also good. They do it in daytime. So any daytime will be any war. The timing difference is also another thing that we need to also compensate. So honestly speaking, I am saying that, in fact, nipa omu here help no onkita smartphone. To me kita smartphone can't them so watch the help no. The ones who need help, they are not holding smartphone 20 million whilst it's going angry. No. I know what I'm talking about. I've done my statistics. The ones who are holding smartphones and telling you they are angry, those are the ones I have problem with. You are holding 30 million phone and you don't have work. And you want me to come and feed you? No, sell the 30 million phone. Go and get maybe 10 million phone. Use the 20 as a capital. Then come talk to me. Then I know that you are serious. But the ones I am talking about now, he doesn't have a smartphone to listen to this wisdom nugget. And it's the truth. It is until you give him that small capital and his standard is raising, then he'll go to listen to this. And then you chaperone her a little bit here and there. And then by the time you realize, no, I come. Afe, auntie ya nikwa, enye auntie ya anka. Enye amanka. Enye asumesi. That is what I want us to work on. Because for those of us here, at least, what we eat. And even those of us who said we are poor in diaspora, that is why that boy, Chini or whatever, say the system is working. Because he has realized that
24/7.
24/7. Her main motive behind what he's saying is the one who says is poor in Abrochire is lazy. And his main reason is so long as you have the requisite papers to live, you will never go hungry. That I don't, unless you don't want to eat. But if not, The system feeds you. Her main na adwene a wode yes ade no eno no. But Ghana, ubewu. Today I have a lady calling a friend of mine who wanted to bless 10 ladies. The people were so much that at a point we are overwhelmed. The people who have called for help. But one particular person strike a chord. And that is the reason why I'm sharing with you in this platform. The lady have a child who have a cerebral palsy, and because of dignity of the lady, he didn't want to put her on camera or anything. And he says the man he had a child with said he's going to look for a job in another town. A whole 1.5 years, that boy has not called him. And a wound started when the man realized that the child was sick. He have a disabled child. He says, who will accept this child that they cannot stand on? Who will give me a job? Who will give me a job? So he needs to work for herself. Where is the money? He says, the little I have, today hospital, today that. And tonight, if you people don't give me 1 Ghana cedis, 1 Ghana cedi to buy kente without fish. I say, where is your mother? He said, my mother died last year. He's the one who take care of this baby so that I can go and do bits and bob. Now he's no more. This is the kind of people we are talking about. And they are all over us. All over us. I mean, I will not let you go far, just as the book said. Even in Canada, where we are, the church, the community, where you live, where you pass before you go to work. Some of the people we have had encounter with, find out they might have hurt us one way or the other. Haven't you seen the poor who is even arrogant? Some of them, sometimes they are even worse, but they need help more than anybody else. Let's put pride aside and how they bruise us in this COVID.
Miss William is saying we should teach people how to fish instead of giving them fish.
Of course. Uncle William, that's why I'm saying that the person who need help and the people who I'm talking about are the ones who will say, I have this business plan. This is what I want to do with a little, which you and I can afford. We don't need big. Men talk amount. Or because we have all been. We even have family members with what set you our business more than 10 times, 3 times in our shit. It's everybody have gone through that phase. But this one I'm talking about is somebody who need about $100. I bet you some of us, when we go to McDonald's with $100 or $50, we don't come back. We come back with pennies. But this $100 can be a capital for somebody in a village who means live life. That is what I'm talking about. So I'll leave the point. Somebody have something to say because I don't know.
Well, you see, you spoke a lot, but let me tell you, our system is so bad to the point where
Amajo, please let Ya was going. Let her tell her.
I was going to say that we've shared a lot on the volunteering and helping people, and it's almost an hour. We need to move on because there's also some other stuff that we need to touch on.
Tackle, okay.
Yeah, and that is, I'll put them all together, and then yeah, because what we need to know is like, how do we add value to our lives in order to move out of our comfort zone, and then what are some of the things that holds us back, and then finally, how do we handle this?
Okay. Yeah. Moving from our comfort zone, I will say this because I don't want to forget what I wanted to add to what Sister always said. Moving from our comfort zone, for example, we wanted to do donation, reach our hands to other people's out there. How do we do it? Those of us in a diaspora, it have to be shaped. We always have to try to shape something home to better other people's life, which we think will make us feel that we are also trying to help or do our part. But we are from a country where our system is so bad to the point where it's nothing to write home about. You can go ahead, gather stuff and ship them. When the things get home and you say it's for donation to peoples in the village, they would treat you and frustrate your life until the things will not go. You will be. Sister, don't raise my pain. Me, when I said for the past 3-4 years I've been working in school, all I do is to pack books. I will ship them. They are just good for children to read. You don't know how I suffered. Just at the port, they will make sure you left it at the port for them to take. I will pack toys because I involve in the community. I can take a whole bunch of toys until because I don't have bigger space. I have to ship them. Ship them and see. Ship it and see. The only time you can ship those basic things and take it home and not have any problem with them is if you have to put it in a car. Do I have to buy a car to ship back home every day before I send things to rich people? Not too long ago, a certain woman was so mad and she was speaking my language because he said he works at the hospital. He's either a nurse or something. He got involved with those beds and stuff like that. So he packed them and shipped back home. Just for these people to allow him to take this thing to his village for the clinic. That woman suffered and suffered. You know, our system is so bad. No matter how you want to reach up to people, you get frustrated and along the way stop. These are my experiences. And I know a lot of people listening to me have gone through that and many more to say. So in this way, how do we help? How do we move from our comfort those to the other? If we have a bad system where people are still not thinking and they are still doing MPPNDC.
Okay, so
our system gets so bad. That is part of it.
Let me tell you how I overcome it. That frustration I've been through that phase. In fact, at a point in time, my husband didn't want to do any charity for Ghanaians because they will actually frustrate the hell out of your life. Now, one of the things that worked with us is what we did was now we won't give it to anybody to go and share or because we realized some of them, even when we send it, they buy, the people don't benefit from it, but rather they sell it to them or do something which that was not the original aim of sending the things. The people who actually need it doesn't get it. So what we came up was, I mean, if you've been in Sister Amajo's shoes before, which I have been so many times, we have to follow up. Me, I don't ship cars. Me, talk now. When we ship the things, we'll make sure that the timing of me shipping is the same time maybe I am also going to Ghana. That way, I give it individually because no matter how some of them are elders, but they are not truthful. Some of them are in the village who are they should be in position of trust. They broke the trust we give them. So when you go to Ghana yourself, when you ship the things, trust me, the ones who actually needs it, when you see it, you see it. When you see them in the village, you see it. I know when you go, we don't have time. But if you take 2 days or 3 days out of your holidays to do that thing, for this one, it's a personal call. But I am urging anybody in the diaspora, try it. It helps. And the reason why also my patience is on here, there is a spiritual meaning to this thing that we are doing. Our Muslim friends know it.
Salaka.
We, the Christian, is supposed to be part of us, but we are not doing it.
Nope.
And like Auntie Ya was saying, some people have started pinning down 2022, 2021, what they want to do. Go and ask them whether the things they want to do, how much are they willing to give out? So we will go to the blackboard, we will not achieve. Every year, some of the things will not be achieved. There are certain things in life, it is not out of your sweat that it will manifest. These days, I've decided that social media, I won't throw a lot of things, but some of the deep things, I'll just say those who understand will understand. I won't break it down because sometimes when we finish those things, there are other attacks that come on, but I will try when it comes to this platform because I need to open up a little bit for you guys. There are a lot of things that it is our duty of call as Christians because Somebody is praying. All this time they go to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's for these things, these little things as a breakthrough. That is all the person is waiting for.
When the
And
breakthrough comes from them, what do they do with it? You
that is
think
why I
somebody
say,
you want to be generous to. And once you show them that kindness and they are a little better than where they were before, they totally forgot. But you are doing it expecting that I'm doing it for you to be better and help somebody. That is your motive or your agenda. But they get
that is
there
why
and
when you do
either they
it, you
forget
don't
or
look
they
back.
turn into something else. Most of them are so ungrateful at
Oh,
the
yes.
same time.
This kind of things, when you do it, you don't look back. And that is why it is better not to give it to somebody who I will see the end result. I don't want to know you before I do you good. Reason being that the heart of a man is desperately wicked. And sometimes out of the goodness of your heart, you will do this thing. If the person is somebody you will know, you will see. If you are not careful, you will not do good anymore. But
You
if
are
I give
not
it to
even doing
somebody,
it to get welcome. You are not doing it to get a thank you back. You are doing it that like share, spread the message across that you
no,
to
no,
get
no.
better and spread it across. They will not. That's
Okay,
what I mean.
there's other aspects too that we need to touch on, like Amma, what do you call it? Yeah, was saying. So we need to get there. Like we appreciate our worst points, but if we can let her finish her points and then we move, because we need to help people to understand how they can move out of their comfort zone or move, start to think about moving to the next level. So I will
Okay,
please, when you finish, then we'll go to that point.
okay. So, like I was saying, what I did, I mean, I know a lot of us in the diaspora want to do it, but what I did, or what I am striving also to continue to do, which I have seen results, this one is guaranteed. When I send the things, I will go at the time I am going,
It's not doing
the
good.
time I am following the things. And like I said, I won't give it to people I know. I will give it to people I know. But trust me, if because I am giving it to the very vulnerable people who actually need help, the results will come when you least expected it. One of the testimony I have when I was having my birthday, somebody from Tell It to Mom
Mm-hmm.
coming into my inbox, he says, "Today I go to Dubai in China.
Yeah.
It is not the money you gave me, but out of something you did for me, small that you did for me, as hoping away, and that today I am my own boss check. I am my own self-made." And that alone melted my heart. One other person said, "Now I'm having my own small business." And I didn't give much, trust me. Between the two of them, it was less than 200 pounds. One decided to make a soap. The other one decided to buy zip buttons and other things to sew because there was a lot of seamstress on it. The other one bought knitting machine. And because he was honest and truthful to somebody, somebody decided to also donate into the coffers. I don't know them. I don't want to know them. But this, when they say somebody is an institution, you want to make impact. This is what we do. Don't do it, people. I know how people can be on this. I can feel your pain, Sister Amma. I know what you are talking about. Some of them, you have put food in their mouth. Now they think they are better off than you. Some
That
of
is
them
not
even
even my point. Even if I put food in your mouth, it's because I want you to be full and give somebody else, not to me. I don't live there for you to give it to me. I just feel like our people, just as Miss Williams said, we have to actually teach them to understand that if I'm trying to help you, that was because I want you to understand it and try to help others. But we turn out to be people that because we don't appreciate things, we don't appreciate in the first place. We just feel like, oh, and then so our ways, the way we understand things and the way we see things and the way we do things are just it's just so bad. It's just so bad. It's not necessarily that I want somebody, I'm doing good and I'm thinking the person should come and do it to me. I feel like I'm doing that, learn from what I'm doing and do it. Spread it, let it go across. Most of them don't see it that way. Let's say, for example, the blender lady you are talking about. I can tell you most of them, you buy this blender, he will make a capital, he will see other child sitting there who also need but wouldn't think of, oh, also trying to bimbe wow. Most of them, their mind is something. So we have to
Cannot
teach
control
them
what we do,
to
but what we do,
understand what we are
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
do
true.
to them. So they will capitalize on it if they understand that, oh, deɛ ɔkyerɛ me nie sɛdeɛ ɔpɛ sɛ meyɛ ne nie nti ɔpɛ sɛ me so menyɛ ɛma ne nso obi so a then we will have a common, we will have a way or something.
But you can't have control over everything. Like sometimes you just have to do the good and then leave it at that.
It's
Yeah.
true. I'm not
Just do
saying
it
we
and
shouldn't.
leave it at that.
Yes. But then if somebody do you good, it will just be fine enough for you to also remember that
Oh.
somebody do you good and do it. But our people would just it well maybe I'm dragging it
Pastor P.
too much. It's just like
Okay, Sister
trying
Yeah,
at
let's
times.
move it on. And your questions again, because of the time. Let's tackle if you can go over them again, and then we can
Okay.
tackle those two.
So the question is, how do we get out of our comfort zone, and what
Mhm.
are some of the negative things that we encounter, and how to overcome those negative things?
Mm.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
mm,
So adding value, all these things that I'm talking about, if
Mhm.
you yourself, you are not in the top, you cannot lift somebody up.
right,
This is one thing everybody on this platform must observe.
yeah,
You
Mhm.
want to help, but how deep can you go, or how your level of standard, how is it before you could help?
yeah,
In as much as I am saying that, all these things require that somebody gets his mind. When I say that, I don't need to be like Bill Gates before I become generous. But in as much as I'm not waiting to be Bill Gates, I am given. I am given. If nothing is coming back to fill it in, at a point in time, you'll be dry.
yeah,
So, in as you are given and given, make sure you are filling in something which will not let you be dry. This is a deep thing, not only for material things, but
mm,
like I'm saying, you need to gather your mind.
right,
It is not all grounds that you sow that's it's not all ground that is good to sow in the first place.
mm,
There are certain people in our lives, nature or God has made it that way. And sometimes in your quest to look good or your understanding of doing good, you end up that you yourself find yourself in the pit. Like, haven't you realized this one is deep? Haven't you realized you've helped somebody, yeah?
mhm,
And then you end up becoming a beggar, or you end up being worse than the person you help.
Always,
Yes. And there
most
is
of
a
the
twist to
time.
that. There are some people and something, other things are working behind the scene which you have no idea.
mm,
So
Mhm.
for those of us who are in the diaspora, when you are in so much in a hurry to show off that I'm in Abroche, my mom is dead, I need to show them it's my mom.
yeah,
By the time you finish, say, think
Yeah.
because that is your vulnerable time that somebody can get you. There are a lot of people, they have never eaten from your palm before. They are not supposed to even eat from your palm anyway,
mhm,
but because funeral is at home, you you lose guard. You lose
Mhm.
guard. And when I'm saying that you need to be always be filled up before you can give, or you have to elevate yourself before you can do those things.
yeah,
There's a spiritual side of it that you must be grounded. There's a physical part of it, which is the money part everybody's mind is on. But let me assure you that anything you will do, there is more to the spiritual than the physical, whether you people like it or not. And I'm saying this because where we are coming from, where somebody can turn your good, a lot of people don't want to do it because there's a family home which is breaking down, you can do it. But when you do it, one ugly old man will say, you want to take you want to take my glory. So
mhm,
where we are coming from, where you and I, our birth, we were brought up, that is their kind of thinking. That is why a lot of people are not in at ease to do good anymore these days. But to be fair with you, to be fair, we must put a balance. You must stand at the right place to be doing certain things. If you are not sure, me for instance, anything that is personally something, sometimes some of the clothes are barely new, but I don't like it anymore because maybe it's out of fashion for me, or I think I want to give it out or something. Yes, it will benefit somebody, but I don't want to give it to somebody I know, somebody who I have close contact, and there is a reason for it.
Yeah,
there is a reason for it. All these things a person needs to check, because if you don't do background checks on those things, you have poor oversight on these things in the name of mope bibia spirit and yes, people have the money, they can do it. Ask yourself, why are they not doing it? Ask yourself, what is pulling them back? Now it's up to you and I to change the narrative. Try to conscientize people that we can do it in a different form. Once there is a reformation here and there, this one is picking it from Keita. I don't come from Keita. Nobody knows me from Keita. But if I want to do somebody good in Keita, which will be of immense help, don't you think the person will bless me? And I'll do it in Keita because maybe Sister Yara Russell, you never know, your cousin daughter be that is struggling might benefit from something I am doing to him or her now. I might do it in Konfanoche area, Swami, magazine area. I am a call lady who knows me in Swami. I might do it in Accra. But what I'm saying is, if we are doing, everybody is doing a little here, little there, little here, little there, I think it will go a long way. And tilting the balancing scale, like we are talking about now, you need to be on the proper standing. I hope this little explanation I'll give, but I'll give people a chance to also bring in their ideas. I know I've shaken a bit of table, but don't worry. It needs to be.
Yes, it does. Auntie,
Those were, yeah, there was noise here. Those are good points, but let's grab messages points will helps with the next level what we are talking about, because you the person, if you have not come to that realization that you need to help yourself, you need to help yourself to grow and become a better person, let alone go help another person, then you won't even get to that mindset of I need to not think of just myself but help somebody. So how do we get people out of that? The message is saying make the move, be courageous, explore, be ready for the change. So what are our thoughts on that? Grabbing the book by somebody can be done.
Based upon what Mrs. said, being in this mindset will bring a lot of shiftings. It means that a lot of things will change, even the way you even spend simple things, or even the way the money you throw at your family members who are even more ungrateful than what we are talking about, or deciding not to listen to the studies, doing something out of the ordinary, which is not normally done. It puts you in a very awkward position. Sometimes people look at you as if, now we are broaching our call, you're not there, you're creating a good thing. Wow, that thing people don't understand, they make mockery of, which is true. Somebody said this week, I think I came across it this week, in somebody's status, I'm not sure. But a lot of things you will do in this life, when people don't understand you, when they don't get you, like this book review and these things we are doing, some people, our own community people, will stand somewhere and be laughing. They don't understand, they don't get us. But we we know the vision. We know the reason why we always come on every week. At least somebody, somehow, if it bless one soul, it is good enough for us.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, when you need to change the level of how you do things, definitely some feathers are ruffled, and it is not everybody who will be happy with it. But well, you are running with a vision. When there is a reformation, even the way we think, the way we talk, the way we react to situations, the way we react to situations becomes different, and people might not like it. It is all right when they don't like it. But remember, you are the vision carrier. And you know the purpose why you are doing that. Me, if not for anything, when I'm in that state, when things like that happen, I know there is a level I'm going. I don't care. My daughter cannot understand it, he doesn't know the vision, it's fine. I might have to explain to them because I'm living with them. If they get it, fine. If they don't get it, I am the vision carrier. My husband, who is my partner, sometimes you need to bring them on board. Other times it takes time. When they realize, let me tell you, when they realize that the thing you are doing is good, with time they'll come on board.
Yes, sir.
With time, you will lose certain friends. Yes, you will lose them. It is all right when you are starting the vision. But once you attain the motive and the reason why you are doing that, they will come along. Because if you are waiting for people to accept what you are doing, you never go anywhere. You always live in your comfortable zone. That is why every now and then, when things are so smooth, begin to check. I like it when it's a little bit ruffled for me. It puts me somewhere in the edge. It tells me that something is not wrong and I need to reassess everything I'm doing. It puts me in a check. I like it. But when I'm too comfortable, I begin to question, is everything all right? And sometimes immediately that thing click and chebiana bibia but to wake me up because I'm conscious. Say bibia ankosua any be on shaky table be something is not shaked in your life.
Right.
It means that you are living an average life. You are in your comfortable zone. It's all right. But every now and then something must shake you. So long as you are carrying conviction, something will shake. So, Missy, that is my answer to your question. It needs to be shaken, whether you like it or not. So it doesn't matter. It can be friends, even sometimes. Listen, when Hannah was looking for a baby, her desperation and the way he wants to express himself, even the pastor, his head pastor, could not be recognized.
Was drunk.
She thought he was. Can you imagine? And sometimes that is how we look in front of our peers. That is how we look in the front of our family members. Sometimes our husbands, for instance, sometimes my husband can say, "Hey, so I don't know." When he starts doing those kind of things, I realize I'm doing something now on TSA. And then I'll find a way to ask because remember people who when these questions are on. But if you are not you doing something he does not understand. And that is how I realize. So it is all right. When you lose some of the friends, they will come back. Who did when everything is all right, they'll come back in their numbers.
Okay, so from what we got from the question and your answer means that we need to focus on whatever dream that we have because not everybody would understand us, and some of the hurdles would be that we'll lose some friends and family and all sorts of hurdles. I have a question because it said in finding your purpose you need to listen to feedback and it has to be constructive in order for it to help you. But do we actually give constructive feedback, and then how do we handle it?
I won't come and sorry, I won't mean running. For me, what I found is that I get so many negativity that if I'm doing something, you might not even know that I'm doing it. You know, I think through it myself and I just do it because I feel like coming to tell you, I know what I'm going to hear from you. Do I want to hear it? And I don't want to be sidetracked from what I have to do.
Right.
Because for myself, I'll put it this way. A lot of times I've had to do things on my own. I encourage myself, like, okay, you know, people will tell you things, but if you don't learn to stand, you won't do anything because you'll be going by outside opinions. And I'm tired of people always trying to put you down because you want to do something. That's what I find. The people that I've seen, that's how they behave. It's like they have you as a target and they have to bring you down, make you feel weird, make you feel uncomfortable. So it's my truth. That's how it has been, and I don't have time for that. And if I was to listen to people, I wouldn't do anything. So.
But I'm sure there are some positive people out there, and if in one of the points it says surround yourself with positive people. If you're able to achieve that, then I guess the
Hello, Chiamia J. Welcome.
Hey,
Oh,
Odalastic. Yeah, sister Ajua.
Ado ayira yen ho no.
Ajua baby. See, Anamaye. Okay, so let me go on your question. I think when it comes to our Ghanaian society, we don't know how to dialogue properly.
Right.
Constructive
Thank you.
criticism. When you are being constructive, you don't put the person down, but you also bring an input so that the person can see the other side. Our Ghanaian community don't know how to do that.
No.
They like to criticize, but they don't have anything constructive to give back. Oh yes, they
Let
are
me
quick
come
to
in a little bit,
criticize
Pacho.
you.
It's like you chow near the mekona shemu, but they don't know how to put they don't bring the plaster or the healing balm to to cover up the sore.
Yes,
With
yes,
understanding of the whole
they don't know how to
thing.
do it
Yeah.
because you know what? If we will be fair to ourselves, the four of us on this platform, yeah, there have been time in season in our life that we are doing something. That same Ghanaian community will not help you. They won't push you. They won't do anything, but they will try and find everything wrong with that same move that you are doing.
Right.
It's something like preach
That
every
same
day. We
Ghanaian.
see
I like
everything wrong
Message's
in
comments.
everything.
Because
Yeah.
You see, they are being so negative and then they think it's positive. They think they are helping
Yes.
you. It's the mindset. Why do I want to hear negative all the time?
No,
Say something
Yes.
good for
Yeah,
a
Miss
change.
Williams.
Message,
I
thank you.
like
I like that.
I like Sister Adua Odo. I like Sister Adua Odo. Reason being that in as much as she's playing, even if he has something to say about something, he will give you the reason why he said it and
Yeah.
what he thinks needs to be done. I've had an encounter with her and I know how he does his things and I am proud of her. And it's not because they have come on, but this kind of things, it does not always need a community with that much. And it's all because we don't even know how to even dialogue.
It's not that
We
bad.
don't
It's
even
even
know how to
prayer.
even do constructive debate. And that thing, yeah, it is actually doesn't make people progress in our community. A
exactly.
lot of
No.
things, people have
Yeah.
great ideas, great ambitions. But then again, every vision, God in his own wisdom did not put us in an island individually. But the way Ghanaians or how our community was being formed, nyame di nipa atitari yɛn so that we will help. One of the things as believers, God will not come from heaven to do anything. The day God will come from heaven himself, that is the end of us. But until then, divinity will be there. But humanity have to help humanity. And for that reason, if you have anything bad or you want to criticize anything, rethink about how you construct your words and your give reason and your solution
You know
before
why
Right.
they are
you come to
criticizing.
somebody's inbox or before you go to somebody's post or before you go to somebody something somebody's doing you don't understand. You don't have the full picture. Let me tell you, because you are not the vision carrier, you don't have the full picture. The person who is doing the thing have a full picture. And he knows where he's going and he knows the plan. The architect himself is God, but he is a constructor. So, as much, depending on the
Internet is
season and
killing
time
us.
of
So
the person that. So, you might come along when something is going on, you have no understanding. When you are bringing criticism, tell him, in my opinion, but I think if you do this, who will say you are criticizing wrongly if you have another alternative to what the person is doing? That is what we lack. But I'm trusting God that as time and things are moving on, we'll move on also the way we think and the way we just open our mouth and say certain things because we think it needs to be said.
I'm
Oh yes,
laughing
I'm
so
trusting
hard.
God for
gradually
I'm
we
laughing
get there.
so hard because I'm saying to myself, how do people get that audacity to come to your inbox and try to tell you what to do, and even the manner in which they will do it? You know, we have this busybody attitude. We think we mind people's business for them too much.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have nothing to do. And even what we
that.
wanted to mind, the What people's business that we wanted to mind, we don't even know what we are minding. We are just talking. We just feel like we have to say something, and that is it. That's what they do. Because most of the comments at times you read and you question yourself, like really, what is he saying? So that's the things. A lot of things we don't understand. Understanding is our problem.
Yeah, so the question that I want
Listen,
to throw into is that how do we help the women, or how do we help the women who want to get out of this, like they are so limited, right? In the sense that they feel they are
okay,
limited by different things, either themselves, it could be a spouse, it could be fun, it could be whatever,
Take the
to
bulls by
develop
the horns.
themselves,
Make a move.
Pacho,
Get away
to
from your
develop
comfort
themselves,
zone.
to develop themselves and then move out. Like, how do you do that? Because it's hard for people, and we need to give them something to work with.
yes, and like Amma Joe is saying, you need to take
Hmm.
the bull by the horn. Life is hard for everybody, including
Yeah.
we that we say we should help people.
Mm-hmm.
Life is not a bed of roses for us. And listen, we are in a time and season where life is not as business as usual anymore.
Not at
Mhm.
all.
It is not business. Your creativity, conscience will start working. Your ability to deliver must start working. Listen, this time, this day and age that we are in, and your book, yes, book
Mhm.
is talking,
Thank you.
but then again, book is talking, but then your creativity, and
Yeah.
then
It's
your
also part of
ability to
it.
think on your feet, because the 24 hours, something can shift out of your life. You have no power over it.
Mhm.
The ability to think ahead is very paramount. And that is all that we need now. Strategy to live the life. And listen, don't take any information for granted, no
Mhm.
matter how little the information is, because that is all that you need now.
Yeah.
That is all. As I'm talking to you now, you might be having some business plan, you shove it somewhere, subconscious of your mind. Begin to put pen and paper. It doesn't matter how you start. You don't have the money, the requisite capital, but begin to look at it again. Find out if I could even source funds from somebody, bring somebody who will be part of the business, and be open and upfront, be
Yeah.
transparent, and
Mm-hmm.
be honest. Let your integrity begin to work this time. So it depends case by cases. But what the first thing I tell people is, abrabon but the difference between the wire na adwene say opesa abrabon ko nanim, the difference between the one who is aspiring and the one who is waiting for some savior to come, no? These are the results, and then I put it in front of you. Which one do you want to choose? Because listen, no savior is coming after 18. When you're 18 and above, forget your father didn't put you here, your mother didn't raise a leg properly. That
You
all
do.
those nonsense excuse that it is not working anymore.
Mhm.
It is you, God, and yourself.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the only thing, the
Sister,
only requirement,
to add to that, what I normally say, just tell yourself, if not now, then when? We didn't even know COVID will come. COVID is here. So if
yes,
not now, then when? So simple as that.
yes. And at this dispensation we are in, begin to discover the new things you can do. Don't sit in the
Yes.
ones you know.
Yeah.
Open yourself to new things. Some people were having white collar jobs before this COVID came. Some of you need to go to construction. Some of you have to go to bad day jobs. Some of you have to do the things you are not comfortable with. Because let me tell you, by the time you realize, Zumi Lion, the guy who is now cleaning Bola in Ghana, he was
Mhm.
living here in the diaspora without paper. Things were tough. Things
Mm.
were tough. Let me tell you, one to another. The guy at a point even when he got the papers and he realized that he was struggling, he says, when I was in Abrotra, I was a big man. I've done that
Mhm.
job before. When I go
Mhm.
to Ghana, what can I do to make me money? He started as little. Now Zoom Lion is all over the place. Those of you who go to COP, when they are doing their national conferences for the pastors and other things, you see the money he donates. Chicken
Mm.
change for him. And that is his site that he's saying to help the church.
Mm-hmm.
What am I trying to say here? You can't you can't keep posing like I'm accountant 2019, 2020, you
Every
still
day.
accountant who doesn't do the job. It won't work, my brother. It won't
And
work.
we intend to look and estimate most of the creative jobs. I don't know why we have this kind of mentality. If you are not a if you don't have a what do they call it? If you are not a doctor, a lawyer, or whatsoever, that mentality that was put in our mind, that would you could school
That
by
is a lie.
lawyer, could school by
Mm.
a doctor. No,
That is a lie. Go
everything we
and see
underestimate.
Aboso fine boys. The
Everything we
address is a in fact,
underestimate.
when you see them daytime, you not even like them, but they have the money, they control the economy in Ghana.
Of course.
Go and look at the Akuma, those boys, those fitter boys. As a matter of fact, if you have one as a husband, you and poverty have a long way to go. So you sit there and say, I want doctor, I want to work. Doctor and hotel. Doctor Bobby Sia.
It's true.
Ghana, they say, or the buying bungalow. Man, retirement, now who no more, or your doctor by resource, why
Yeah, people
why.
will respect. Do something for yourself and nobody regard you. No respect. That is the whole thing. We underestimate everything around us. Everything around us. That's our problem.
So those of you who are watching us and thinking that we need to, if you come to us, these are some of the practical things I put in
You're
front
right.
of
They're
you.
not hungry enough.
Because I must know the state of your mind before I give you my money. I won't give you my money because I have to do pity, just pity. No. Name crammy here well. Name me here more. I make a way for
Yeah, yeah, more.
It's only that, at least by God's grace, what I will eat and where I'll put my head. Me, I'm not in a rush to go mansion. Me back kura won't come. Now me and your one now back or Ghana. How many times we they go? It's an holiday home. And what or better hotel instead of buy your home. Anyway,
Yeah,
so those of you are more predine baby. Some of you, even that you would not use yours yeah, man, you want to say, yeah, will be at now. I use electricity. I got toilet. Nana, I am man on your side.
Yeah,
Is this
let us
one not
send money
punishment
to
enough?
take care of that. Yeah.
In Abrochena, what go and live in a place where your kids will get affluent schools to go. You said no. How would decide this all that now? Baller, so that is up to you. And my boss house and you say, "One will be a wambre." So they want. I mean, I don't know, but this 2020, a lot of things are
because maybe I believe living in a good place, I mean call our a good
How many of you listen to? How many of you listen to? My battery is running off very soon. How many of you listen to Eric Pope on Saturday in MS platform?
I did.
Eric
I
Pope.
just finished.
You haven't listened to. Okay, so one of the things that fascinates me about that young man, if you look at the way he's thinking, Yakasi Obi, somebody is rich in your test. It's that one, it doesn't add value. But rather, if somebody is rich, even the insurance you leave your kids, there are different types of insurance. There are certain type of insurance, yeah. If you are in the same level with Bill Gates, except that he has the name and Microsoft is his name. The difference is you two, when you die, generation will not see poverty. It's called richness.
Yes.
So it is not the buildings and the structure. Because listen, even with buildings, it's not only buildings that makes you a rich person. We have lived, at least we've lived almost to 50 years on this earth, 40 to 50 years on this earth. Some rich people have died, and the house they built, the people they left it behind cannot even maintain it. And then it is now in squabbles.
There's a rich one like that in Nigeria.
I still haven't forgotten my dad for building houses because my brothers are there. They will not even.
Her house are in ruins because their kids cannot keep up.
You know what? Because your phone is dying, if you can give us your, like, you sum up your point so that we don't forget, or final words, and then you can continue so we don't miss that.
Okay. Because you live most of your life in Canada. Mansion, so Ghana. Why will she go and even know? So
Um,
that some of them, us, our brothers don't even know how to pay rent.
Investing in my kids was more important than building mansions.
no. They care about what people say. Hey, I see Messi when we fear. That's what they want. They care about that
No,
rather than their own children.
I'm
Yeah.
not interested. My father's
Okay.
house, my mother's house is still
So
at
the
North
bottom
Carmel.
line I'm saying is, when we are talking about wealth,
Yeah.
yeah, it comes in many forms. Learn about how to make wealth, but in what context and what makes me a wealthy person.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not the least, before I go, I mean that place is very important for me.
Breaking up now, yeah.
Eh, just the number. Oh, me kaya me battery we.
Eh,
Okay,
I knew it.
okay.
Ah,
Thank you,
okay.
Awo. Thank you.
I think we can give our final words
Yes.
because
Yep.
it's almost 2 hours. So,
Mm-hmm.
Amma, you can.
Oh, our last question
I,
was what?
the last
Living
Well,
for our comfort.
some of
What can
the
we do
hurdles
to?
to increase our value and get out of our comfort zone, and some of the hurdles that we encounter and how to get over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have accepted our zones, and we think we are okay over there, knowing very well to ourselves that, oh, this is not good for us. It's not good enough. It's just that how to just take the bull by the horns and just move on has been our problem. And see, if you identify that, then you are somewhere. Then you may be a step out. But if you haven't even identified, but you are saying, oh, so, and then you say in so meaning you continue be there and be saying one so. But once you can identify and realize that I think I can do more than, or I can achieve more than what I am, or where I
mhm.
am. It's just that I'm not doing it. Then you have a point of questioning yourself. And once you question, then you have to implement. I'm saying if not now, then where? Because life is
What don't
changing.
you understand? Nana could say.
Life is changing, and it's changing that fast. And because it's changing that fast, we should recognize which area we think we can do better on and tackle those areas in our life. Change is hard, but let's embrace it and find a way to upgrade ourselves and move forward. Recognize different things. Appreciate possible things in other people's life and add it to what we have, and do things a little bit differently rather than just staying at the same place and doing the same thing over and over. Get let's try other things in our lives, and I think without this we all find a better way forward. That's what I got to it, and I have to go.
Thank- Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you, Amajo.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
thank
you.
you so much. Have a good week ahead.
True.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Antia, your final words before.
Okay, so what I'll say is that as humans, we're working with time. We have 24 hours in a day, and how we spend it is very important. So to be able to move out of your zone and be better, you have to prioritize. You have to do a thorough assessment, look at yourself and where you want to be and decide how you are going to get there. You can't stay the same all the time. You need to be better. If you need to be better, if you don't know what to do or you are in a group that is not benefiting you, it is you who has to make those decisions on what you're going to do. Not that you are cutting people off completely, but maybe you minimize the time wasters. There's distractions. There's
Yeah.
people who don't want to see you do anything good. They receive you with mockery.
With that,
Yes, true. Yeah. So we need to flow. We need to be moving. Don't just stay there. Keep yourself busy. Expand your horizons. Read. Listen to things. Talk to people, like-minded people who will help you build yourself up, and you also learn how to build other people up. one aspect of what we were talking about that I would drew to our attention very much is that spirit of giving of ourselves. It's not, you are not just here for yourself alone, but help people too. It makes you better all around. So
I'm,
those are my thoughts.
yeah, when we're talking about the charity thing, because it's
Hmm.
something that had been on my mind, and I was glad that I watched our show, The Teacher
Hmm.
Kojo,
Oh, okay, okay.
because that was an avenue that I was comfortable because of those spiritual things. Like it's
Hmm.
really difficult to
Too.
give, but yeah, that show
Yes,
actually
yes,
gave me an avenue.
yes. That is true. Good
Yeah,
comment, Awo. Mhm.
yeah. How you embrace change determines what
You
you
know, I think I'll do one last commercial break so that people, we are doing all these things. This is the book coming out, but there's a book that is already out, and we are trying to sell books.
yeah.
So we're not just here talking. So let's take a commercial break and then Russell can wrap us up. Okay.
So I'll just end with a quotation that I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that everybody has a purpose that God has put in them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Genesis 2:7. It says, Then God formed man of dust from the
Mm-hmm.
ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
Mm-hmm.
Man became a living being. When I think about it, it's not only like the Spirit of God, but I think that the breath is the purpose that he put in us.
The breath
Then
of life in
looking
you.
at I was looking at his names.
Mm-hmm.
Healer, the doctors,
Mm-hmm.
makers, Elohim, creator, so creative people,
Yes.
Elroy, Sears, Hashopet, judge, and then
Mm-hmm.
C. Kenu, teacher.
Again,
So
oh, yeah.
God has all these things in him and he breathed into us. So
Us.
every one of us has a
Mhm.
purpose and
Yes.
role to play on this earth. So discover yours.
That is awesome. Yeah, good point to bring up. Very good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you and see you on Saturday. Night.
We
Saturday.
have a book read,
Yes.
and we've been talking about pursue excellence and the pursuit of it, and we've done three so far. The last one was supposed to be culture and faith, but we did mainly the culture,
Yeah.
and we dared ourselves. We're going to do the faith aspect. How does the faith and our belief system stop us from pursuing excellence? And it's next Saturday, which is November 21st, 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So please join us for that conversation. We thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you, Ya, for moderating. Bless you all. Sister Awomrekwa, thank you so much. Amajo, Pastor P, Nanako say Robert, anybody that I didn't mention on the message, thank you all. Yaba, let me see. Yes, thank you. Good night.
Good
Take
night.
care.